We did Clark Kent against Matt, so we don't want to watch another one of those games.
Ooh, let's watch this. He's using the witch.
Yeah, that's right. We did talk about witches earlier. So let's go here. We've got Clark Kent playing a giant witch poison deck. Ooh, with minor. Ooh,
it's kind of like a weird. I mean,
it's a hybrid of a lot of archetypes.
The thing about the minor plus other legendaries is that they're such low cost cards that you could totally see them in a different kind of deck with a different win condition. You know what I mean? And this is a perfect example of it. Minor Princess Mini P.E.K.K.A on its own is already a win condition. Giant Witch on its own is another win condition. My question is, how does Clark Kent decide how to play these cards? Because you either play Giant and Witch and then you don't really have much elixir to add on to that.
Yeah.
Or you play your Minor, your Princess, your Mini P.E.K.K.A and then you cycle back to it.
Yeah, I think that if he sees an opening, you go for the Minor Mini P.E.K.K.A zap. If you don't see an opening, you play the Giant or the Witch behind your King Tower.
Kind of investing into the future.
Right. I think Clark Kent, you said Clark Kent's a very adaptable player. I think he's going to take those openings where he gets them. We know Aydo's game plan is very straightforward. Collector, cycle, Golem.
Yeah.
Right? That's the plan. So let's get right into this game. I don't want to lose it on the
list.
On the list like we did last time. I had to go fumble around for it. Very, very exciting.
Yep.
Woo, so let's get Raintown fought nobly in that last match. Let's get Clark Kent up here. The second highest vote getter people wanted to see. So Aydo is running Golem. We'll make sure that the red side is showing big old Papa Golem.
There it is.
And, you know, we've shown the Princess for a couple matches. Obviously, we know Clark Kent likes to mine. Yep. Actually, this is a battle of the bigs, isn't it? Because we got Giant. That's Giant v Golem.
Yep. There we go. And he's already opening the game with a witch of his own. Plus the minor.
Great.
Minor witch.
Clark Kent saw a good opening there. The cannon next to the elixir collector means that splash damage is hitting the collector for, I assume, a lot of collections. Great zap there by Clark Kent to also take out his the opposing Mini P.E.K.K.A without losing his.
Yeah, and he was able to zap the minions alongside that.
That's right.
In a fairly interesting start, Clark Kent tried to play a witch minor combination on the left, but handily defended by the cannon from Aydo. And it's super dangerous because the skeletons that the witch summons all of a sudden are being tanked for by the minor, and if they get up to a tower or the surrounding unit, they could end up doing a lot of damage.
So I think we saw Clark Kent, didn't see any massive openings, decided, you know what, Giant. What I really like, by the way, is that the Giant crosses the river, and he's doing it, I think he saw the opening on the collector and had to take it. But if the Giant crosses the river and starts tanking the tower, a minor can get behind the enemy lines and do a lot of damage.
Yeah, like for example, you can send the minor immediately onto that cannon.
Witch just showing off. I mean, it's unfortunate there, right, that the skeletons died to the poison, but that's one of the many strengths of Witch as a card, is you can play it against mini P.E.K.K.As for the skeletons, and you just get kind of a great support troop for free.
Yeah. Oh, we got one swing.
Did. No zap here, so
nice.
Ooh, but it did kill the skeletons to let the mini P.E.K.K.A chop through.
Yep. No minor, and this is the deficit that we were talking about. You can't cycle with a Giant of 5 cost and a Witch 5 cost. He didn't have the minor to support that mini P.E.K.K.A walking across the bridge, whereas definitely with a triple legendary deck, you would have seen that mini P.E.K.K.A supported.
Absolutely.
It's just a slower paced deck in general.
So once again, same pull to Giant. I really like, it's a bummer that Giant Witch now has already been revealed. It's a little predictable at this point. He is deciding to set it up, and then he's probably going to minor the top right. Like, he wants the push to get set up first, and then can go minor, right? He's got the zap ready, but it's not going to be enough because it's the minions, right? You can't zap the minions. So Opposite said the poison push. That poison's going to do a great job. It's going to kill the Witch, probably. Maybe not totally kill her, but...
Yeah, I think it will. The skeletons don't even make it out alive.
They're certainly standing in there long enough.
Yep.
Wow, and that low health mini P.E.K.K.A is actually going to cause nightmares because it's still doing the full damage.
Yep.
Here comes Aydo with a Golem.
Uh-oh, and in this amount of time, Clark Kent has not been able to make any pushes successful, and now he has to deal with golems on the board. He's going to have to commit a lot of elixir to defending that, and how can you expect him to make a better push with less elixir than he has in the earlier parts of the game? I feel like Aydo is in a really advantageous spot right now.
Definitely. I mean, these pushes... No, it's Golem poison pushes are the most unbelievable hard things to stop in the game. Between the poison and the princess behind it, what do you play on the field that doesn't just get immediately gobbled up, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, Aydo, I think the game was really on Clark Kent to take a tower before overtime, because once you get into overtime, once you get into double collectors, you just can't stop the parade of Golem. People play Golem, by the time it gets to the river, you just play a Golem behind it, right? And you double Golem people and stuff. It is, woohoo. It looks like we...